You are good enough, but if the moment you lay your head on the pillow, that phrase feels like a blatant lie, or if an inner voice starts whispering that you are tragically behind, silently failing, and that you should be running 10 times faster, you need to urgently understand one thing. This suffocating daily pressure is not a sign of ambition, and even less so that you want to win. It is a clear symptom that your mind is being crushed by a collective illusion specifically designed to keep you exhausted. The overwhelming weight you carry every night is not a reflection of your lack of ability, but rather the ghost of an artificial perfection that simply does not exist in the real world. We have been selectively conditioned to believe that human progress works like a straight line, rising to the top without any interruptions at an almost superhuman speed. When we open social media, the world seems to be inhabited exclusively by prodigies, people who have completely changed their lives in less than 90 days, young people who built fortunes before, athletes who train intensely at 5 in the morning, and minds that seem not to hesitate, doubt, or tire. But what your brain ignores in the heat of the moment is that this isn't reality. It's a highly edited TV commercial where the mistakes were cut out in post-production. The big psychological mistake we make is comparing our own darkest backstage moments, full of exhaustion, uncertainty, laziness, and days of weakness, with the main stage of others, lit up and perfect. When your genuine desire to improve is born out of self-hatred, that is, from the fixed idea that you will only have real value once you achieve the perfect body, the ideal salary, or social status, you become a willing slave to a goal that shifts every time you take a step forward. The machinery of modern society profits directly and actively from your haste, your anxiety, and your constant feeling of inadequacy. After all, satisfied, calm, and resolved minds don't buy into miracle solutions in the desperation of the night. The science of human behavior explains that trying to force a radical habit change, relying purely on willpower and without accepting your current limitations, activates the broken defense mechanism known as anxiety paralysis. When you raise the bar of self-demand to an unrealistic level, your brain starts to interpret even simple tasks as a survival test. At the slightest slip, a silly mistake, or a day of discouragement, your mind goes into total panic, concludes that the effort isn't worth it, and actively sabotages all the rest of your progress. You end up preferring the paralysis of doing nothing over the discomfort of doing something imperfectly. The uncomfortable truth is that real growth has never looked, and will never look, like a 2-minute aesthetic motivational video. Real progress is an ugly, slow, noisy, and often frustrating and deeply awkward process. There will be entire weeks when your mind will simply refuse to absorb even a single page of study. There will be days when your workout at the gym will feel like pointless torture, and moments when procrastination will win before you even have a chance to fight back. And you know what? That's totally fine. Not being perfect and productive 100% of the time doesn't mean you failed, that you're weak, or that you lack discipline. It simply means that your biology is human. Long-term consistency isn't built on the artificial enthusiasm of perfect days, but in the mud and the quiet persistence of bad days. If modern psychology explains what happens in our brains, ancient philosophy gives us the roadmap to solve it. Those warriors and emperors from 2000 years ago, they didn't have social media, but they felt exactly the same anxiety you feel today. They also thought they were racing against time. That's why they created stoicism. Stoicism teaches us a golden rule, very simple to understand. Divide your life into 2 drawers. In the first drawer, put everything you can't control: the future, what people think of you, the internet algorithm, your neighbor's success, and the mistakes you've made in the past. In the second drawer, put what you can control: your actions right now, your choices today, and the effort you put into the present moment. The big mistake of our generation is trying to live with our heads stuck in the wrong drawer. We want to control the final outcome. We want success to come quickly, and we forget to focus on the brick we need to lay today. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius ruled the largest empire in the world, facing wars, betrayals, and plagues. Do you know what he wrote to himself every morning in his journal? He wrote that a purposeful life is not built all at once. It is built action by action. He reminded himself that if he did the best he could on that specific day, the day would already have been worthwhile. He didn't pressure himself to be a perfect God. He held himself accountable to be a just man in the present. The moment you understand this and decide to take the dead weight of having to prove something to the world off your shoulders, a switch flips in your mind. The fog of anxiety starts to lift. The desperation lessens. When you accept that you are good enough to face today's problems, your mind finally gets the breathing room it needed to be consistent. Consistency is only born when the pressure goes away. You completely change the reason why you try to improve. You don't wake up early, go to the gym, or study to try to fix a person you hate in the mirror. You do all of this for the opposite reason, because you respect yourself, you take care of what is yours, you improve because you want to calmly and healthily discover how far your potential can take you when you're not whipping yourself along the way. Please, do yourself a favor today. Bury once and for all this childish illusion that your life will magically change overnight because of a motivational video or a perfect week. Real life doesn't work like editing cuts. It's not a 100-meter sprint to see who reaches the lonely summit first. Life is a mountain marathon. It requires patience, it requires resilience, and above all, it requires that you know how to forgive your own bad days. Those who try to run too fast at the start of a marathon end up dehydrated, with cramps, and give up before even reaching halfway. The secret of the strong is not to run fast, but to never stop moving. So, the next time you lay your head on the pillow, the room goes dark, and that sense of anxiety tries to corner you with a mental list of everything you still haven't achieved. Pause for a second. Don't get into that argument with your anxiety. Just take a deep breath, look back honestly, and acknowledge the magnitude of the real, silent storms you have faced and overcome on your own. Without anyone around you knowing, you have already survived your worst days. You have already carried burdens you thought you couldn't bear. If this video helped you, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share your opinion in the comments. And remember, you are already perfectly good enough to close your eyes in peace now, rest your mind, and take the next small step tomorrow, one brick at a time. The rest of the journey and the great achievements don't appear in the blink of an eye. They reveal themselves naturally, step by step, over time.